Great excitement at Arsenal in January 1989. Not only were Spurs the opposition, but the newly refurbished Highbury clock was unveiled. Commentary comes from Alan Parry.
Arsenal then, second in the table now, a point behind Norwich. But perhaps they will feel it more significant that a win today would put them 12 points clear of Liverpool. So we're all set then. Arsenal will start this 104th League derby in North London. Arsenal in the white shorts, attacking from right to left. Long ball from Richardson. Butters the number 2 for Tottenham. Thomas's header. And Butters in there again. Merson. Rocastle is Arsenal's 7. Merson let it run, and a fine effort from Marwood. Mims happy to see that one go over the bar. It was a good opportunist piece of thinking by Brian Marwood. Marwood's got 10 goals this season. Terry Venables saying that his team have improved 75% from this stage a year ago. It's that last 25% that's going to be so difficult to achieve. Allen, now Fennick, in towards Walsh, and Rocastle defending well for Arsenal. Terrific run made by Merson in the outside right position. Certainly he's one of those players perhaps that the coaches and people in the game appreciate his qualities more than some spectators, and certainly one of his qualities is his running off the ball, which could be very important today. Playing for handball, and the referee in fact has upheld that claim. Stewart being closely marked by Bold. Lukic came for a difficult ball. Bergson heading it goalwards. Well, what a moment that could have been for the young Icelandic international. It's a corner. Spurs were practicing their corners in a light training session this morning and feel they could profit from them. But not this time. Headed away by Adams. Walsh. Winterburn is very quick. Wobble. A lot of players in the middle waiting for the cross. So too is Arsenal's Adams. Fennick. Allen. Thomas. The 1-2 didn't quite come off. Terry Venables, a modern manager with modern thoughts, and making notes of anything he sees going wrong, or perhaps even right. Waddle got free, but the offside flag goes up. So it makes a change for a Tottenham player to find himself the victim of offside. Quite a lot to Arsenal so far in this game. And with so many offsides in, it's obviously interrupting the flow.
Well, there's nothing more annoying, obviously, for the football fan or whoever happens to be sitting at home watching this when the offside does annoy you. But Arsenal do play it quite well. You know, they hold their back line and they run offside rather than they play it.
George Graham watching from the director's box with managing director Ken Fryer sitting next to him, and it looks as though he's going to use even more modern technology than a notebook and pen. He's on the telephone to offer his instructions to Theo Foley down on the bench, his assistant.
He may be phoning a wife to say be home early.
Free header allowed there for Merson. Smith gives it him back. Bergson intercepts. And then loses out and gives away the free kick, tripping Rocastle in order to atone for his own error. Spurs retrieve the ball. Bobby Mims certainly in no hurry to let Arsenal get on with the free kick. Mims awaits. Marwood with the shot in the end. And Merson got on the end of it, and Smith is in there. The linesman is flagging. The goal may not stand, and in fact won't. Quick thinking by the Arsenal front man, but the linesman had signalled before the ball hit the back of the net. Marwood curling it in. Merson's header, and clearly bowled in an offside position. Waddle let it run. And Waddle is there again with Walsh. And Waddle. The referee had a long look and did not point to the penalty spot. And I must say, one's instant appraisal of that situation was that a penalty should have been the outcome. But no penalty given. Spurs battle on with Allen. 3 minutes to half-time. That is a crucial talking point. And Bold wins it. Winterburn. And now Marwood. Thomas takes over. Smith. But Paul Allen has it. And now Waddle for Spurs. Great run has been made by Mitchell Thomas, peeling away from the Arsenal defenders. And Bergson in support on the right. 2 minutes to half-time. Arsenal lead 1-0. Walsh for Spurs. And the linesman had flagged again for offside. Well, certainly John Lukic must have been a relieved man when referee Seville allowed play to run on here. Waddle through. Lukic came. Now, does that constitute a penalty? I would say yes.
Well, if that was the penalty kick, I have never seen one. I mean, that was a blatant penalty.
Ian St John sitting on the fence as ever, but I've got to agree with him. And of course, the referee, it has to be said, doesn't have the benefit of that kind of angle or that kind of second look at it. But Spurs will feel aggrieved. Waddle with the kick. A minute remaining in the first half. Arsenal leading 1-0. Walsh is there. The Spurs doing well here and holding them all off. Stewart turns it back. It hit Bold. And the Tottenham fans wanted a penalty again. Here's Waddle. Newcastle for Arsenal. It's been a good period for Spurs because Arsenal have been pinned back in their own half now for 10 minutes or so. Adams, Marwood, Bergson. And Fennick had to go back. There's the half-time whistle. Boos from the Tottenham fans who feel that they should have had a penalty, and possibly another one when Bold was involved minutes later. But it's Paul Merson's goal that separates the sides at half-time. Plenty left in this match, though. Tottenham will come back in the second half, I'm sure. But at half-time at Highbury, Arsenal lead by 1-0. No substitutions made by either side, as far as I can see, and it's Spurs in the white shirt to kick off, attacking from right to left. Stewart. Richardson for Arsenal. The feeling, I think, all around us that the game has been so fast and frenetic that no one has really settled down to play the kind of football they're capable of. But I guess that's typical of a derby match, particularly one on which so much really hangs, especially from Arsenal's point of view. After today, by the way, they've got 11 home games in the league and 7 away. And that really ought to place them in the driving seat as far as the Championship is concerned. That's something they haven't won for 18 years, since George Graham, their manager, was part of the double-winning team. Fenwick looking for Stewart. Well met again by Adams. Marwood. Winterburn. Smith with a little header. Good play from Fenwick. Intercepted and then find Waddle. Waddle perhaps Tottenham's best hope of getting back in this game. Here's Walsh. Thomas dispossesses him. Marwood. And again, so much space for Winterburn to move into on the left. Thomas. Marwood, I think, felt he moved into an offside position there and seemed to run the opposite way to the ball. And was onside. Allen for Spurs. And that's not the way to get Chris Waddle into the game. O'Leary forward. The name is one for him, though. Bergson back to Fenwick. Led by Stewart. Bergson. Walsh. It's a good ball for Allen. Stewart taking up a position in the middle, and Allen wins the corner. Waddle will go over to take the kick, and the big central defender, Guy Butters, there he is, just run through the pitch to the number 2, coming forward onto the near post with Mitchell Thomas. But met by Smith. Came back in and the linesman immediately saw an infringement. Free kick to Arsenal. Spurs really haven't seen enough of Arsenal this season. They played them in the pre-season international tournament at Wembley in August and got thrashed 4-0. Lost 3-2 in the league game at White Hart Lane in September. And really could do with evening up 1 or 2 old scores against their great rivals. There's Walsh. Winterburn, though, for Arsenal. Marwood. Good ball in. Oh, no, a little bit too deep. In fact, Smith came for it and then went away. Tony Adams wondering if Bobby Mims can be beaten again, because it surely will take a second goal to make this game safe. Spurs have done enough to suggest that they can get back into the match. Rocastle for Arsenal. It's very, very hard to run with the ball in this midfield. Marwood, Thomas, given away to Bergson. Winterburn really stuck to his job then and wouldn't allow Bergson an inch in which to manoeuvre. Has just met it in time under pressure from Smith. Allen finding Walsh. Waddle in space, unmarked in the middle, and he's seen him. Waddle! Well, Lukic got there as Thomas went for the rebound. But what a marvellous piece of running by Waddle, who made 60, 70 yards to get into a scoring position then. Well spotted and well found by Walsh.
Waddle has been started the game wide on the left and really should have done better. Should have hit the target with the initial header. That was a great chance.
Dispossessed by Bold. Thomas, a lovely ball for Marwood in space here. Bergson racing back to try and cover the gap, and he's done so. And Arsenal have another corner. Oh, the big number 5 going to the near post. He flicks it on dangerously. Bergson clear. Richardson intercepted though by Mitchell Thomas. Stewart is a long way forward for Spurs here, and he's seen him. It wasn't a bad ball. And Stewart in the end gets it. In towards Waddle. Well, Waddle has had 2 good opportunities in the space of a few minutes. Both of them headers, and he'll be very frustrated he's missed again, Ian.
Well, again, it was a lovely chance. I mean, he's only about, what, 7 or 8 yards out when he headed it. You know, I think any forward that plays in that position would say, well, you've got to certainly hit the target.
Certainly, the North Bank will celebrate if Arsenal can beat their fierce rivals and go back to the top of the league, of course. Walsh for Spurs, though, finds Stewart. Looking ball in, Mabbutt came to meet it, and Lukic relieved to get away with that. Mabbutt so good at stealing forward almost unnoticed like that, and Lukic had one eye on him as the cross came in from Stewart and one on the ball. It just came off Mabbutt.
Lukic actually has been a little bit rocky today in a couple of crosses, hasn't he? I mean, he was late coming out for this one, and then when he did come, he just didn't get there. Mabbutt got across in front of him there and just got a little flick on it.
Free kick to Tottenham. Waddle was being fouled by Michael Thomas. Spurs have taken it quickly. Bergson. Walsh did well. And it drops for Stewart. What a miss. We will not look forward to seeing that one again on the video tonight. The most clear-cut opportunity of the whole game. Walsh did so well to find him, took it down quickly and well, only the goalkeeper to beat, and straight at him. The other end, Merson for Arsenal. And he's gone into the gap. Here's Waddle for Spurs. Too far ahead of Stewart. Well, they've been saying all season, Spurs, that their front men haven't been contributing enough goals. Today's proved that.
They've certainly had the better of the chances in the game, haven't they, Alan? You know, clear-cut chances. And really, Stewart has had to score there. It was a tremendous chance.
Mabbutt's header. And Roadcastle with the acrobatic clearance. Here's Ferkler. Smith in hard. So was Merson. So was Butters. And Arsenal really hunting in packs in midfield to try and deny Venables and his Tottenham team. Here's Stewart again. Waddle couldn't control it. Run back by Mitchell Thomas, but in fact it had gone off him. So it's Arsenal's throw. George Graham anxiously eyeing his watch, knowing that they're just seconds away from victory. One last push perhaps by Spurs. Bennett lifts it in. Away by Adams. Butters intercepts at the other end. And Bergson keeping it in. That was a foul, I think, by Michael Thomas on Paul Allen, it was. So Spurs will throw everybody forward now for this free kick. Venables, I'm sure, is telling them that. Deliver it into the box will be the message. The Arsenal fans shrieking for the final whistle. And in it comes. Too close to Lukic. We're into the second minute of time that's been added. And of all people, waddle all the way back inside his own half. Referee's looking at his watch now as Mims kicks forward again. The crowd thought they'd heard the final whistle, not yet. 2-0.
Always happens, doesn't it? You know, you're pressing away at one end, the opposition break away, and bang, 2-0.
They've kicked off, but there won't be much time for any more football now, and Spurs know this is not to be their day. There's the final whistle. A little bit of icing on the cake from Michael Thomas. Arsenal battled hard. Certainly didn't play as well as they did at Aston Villa, but Spurs didn't allow them to. Spurs had the chances, no question. They will talk about the penalty that never was. They will talk about the misses from Stewart and Waddle, but in the end, they've lost.
The win took Arsenal back to the top of the table, and they'd finished the season as champions.